And we are live. Oh my goodness. What is going on, LBHT crew? We are not supposed to be here right now. This was not a scheduled live event. Okay. But man, that knockout that warranted a emergency live stream. Okay. First of all, shout out to everybody that's hanging out with us at 1:19 a.m. If you were with us earlier on the Ring Kings podcast, that was an extremely fun stream. That was an excellent fight we had earlier. This fight seemed like kind of like a snoozer. Leon Edwards was getting worked, but congrats to him. Congrats to the new champion, Leon Edwards. Congrats to Brodny for calling the upset. B called this, right? I don't think he thought it was gonna go down that way, but man, what a shocking ending. I think Leon Edwards was shocked. He played it cool, but he didn't. He was getting dominated. But
he looked like he was ready to quit, and then he landed the kick, and he was like, "See, I knew it."
Yeah, exactly how I planned it, right? Shout out to everybody in the stream. Marcus McClendon, he was with us earlier. He says, "Wow, yes, he was in the Ring Kings stream with us. D Weezy was in there too. He says, what it do, crew? Z the Beast, what's going on?" He says, "I know Usman was gonna lose based off the interview he had with Stephen A. Smith. He was trying to hype himself instead of being himself. He was himself. He was dominant." You know, like, I mean, I don't think it was he walked in there being arrogant. Like he fought a good game plan. He just got caught. That happens. Yeah. That's all it was. It happens. He was about 60 seconds away from a dominant performance, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, Edwards had a good first round. He took Usman down. He was the first official to officially take down Usman. I mean, Covington took him down, but they didn't count it. But you know, he took his back. He almost got the. I don't want to say almost got it.
He got his back.
I mean, he was fairly close to getting a choke, I guess. I mean, it was he had it on his chin, and he was kind of working, trying to get it around his neck, but he couldn't do it before the end of the round.
Yeah.
And then rounds 2, 3, and 4, Usman completely dominated him.
Dominated. He's dominating 5
and 5. And I mean, to the point where his Leon Edwards' corner was screaming at him.
Yes.
You know, to wake up, essentially, you know, to stop feeling sorry for himself, to go out there and fight and do something.
Yeah.
And do something he did at the very, very end of the fight. He threw a left to, I mean, essentially just kind of draw Usman's vision. He wasn't really trying to land it. He got him looking at the punch, and the head kick came right after it, right behind it. Usman was ducking into it, you know, almost like the way Cormier ducked into John Jones.
Yes, it was very reminiscent of that. It's very reminiscent of that.
He caught him, and I mean, he went straight out.
Yeah. A shout out to Suge Knight 323. Says, "Oh, hey, look, you guys are awake. Yes, you're awake. Appreciate you coming through. Yes. Yeah, man.
Mr. J, I mean, how much I put on the fight. Mr. J, I've never ever won a bet, so I don't bet on things anymore. If I had bet on this fight, Usman would have coasted to a decision.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, look, I don't want to take anything away from him.
There he is.
Who is it? Yes, Matty Gunner. Shout out to Matty Gunner. Yes, he called it earlier in our other live stream.
He says, "Coming home."
Yes, it is going home, Matty, our friend in the UK. Yes, congrats. First of all, 16 people in here. Go ahead and hit that like button. And if you are new, hit that subscribe button. Also, go over to Ring Kings podcast, where we were doing a live stream earlier for the Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk fight. Another excellent fight. Okay, that's where you can go right there. Ring Kings podcast. All right, check us out over there. But yeah, I don't want to take anything away from Edwards, because it was a great finish.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of lucky though. it was kind of lucky. Like, I mean, but this is why, and credit to his corner. for telling him, man, don't quit. This is why you don't quit, right? There are times where I look at these corners and I look at these refs and say, why are you letting this fight go on, right? This isn't one of those times. It wasn't one of those things where he's getting his head caved in. It's just
No.
like, like his life is in danger.
There wasn't
No,
a lot of damage in this fight.
it was just he just didn't bring that attitude. Like he was dejected, his spirit was down. They're trying to tell him, look, man, it's not over till it's over. So go out there and fight. Because even in the 5th round, there were times he was kind of like, nothing's working.
Kind of looking down and just not like, let's just kind of get this over with. But Usman kept on, he wanted to press it a little bit instead of kind of just coasting. And so, he started throwing.
Yeah.
Leon started throwing. He started throwing some kicks and everything. And also, they pointed it out on the broadcast. Usman kind of stopped the fight. I guess you get that privilege when you're the welterweight champion and 15 straight wins. He stopped the fight for a kick that wasn't low and just took a little break. So that was nice for him.
Well, Jose's going to take something away from Edwards. It was luck. I'm not going to listen. I like both fighters, right? I mean, I would say I'm a bigger Usman fan, but I like both fighters. I'm not mad at Edwards winning the title at all. But the man, he was quitting. He was quitting, right?
Or was it deception?
Deception. But he was quitting, and I mean, I think it was one of those instinctual kicks. Because look, Leon Edwards, he's the only person that can catch Usman like that. Let's be real about that. Anybody that thinks that Covington or another fight with Masvidal or any of these other fighters think that they can catch Usman because of this, you're wrong. Leon Edwards is the only person that has that athleticism and that kind of power in his kicks to catch Usman. Nobody else.
Yeah, and it was always a dangerous fight for Usman because, I mean, Leon is a great striker. He's extremely athletic. The rest of the division, I don't think, measures up to these two. I mean, Usman's at the top. I still think Edwards is a step below, and then everyone else is below them. Now, so it's not going to be this isn't a wake up call for everyone to come after Usman and go get your revenge. It ain't gonna happen like that.
Look, everybody had a second shot. This was Leon Edwards' second shot, right? Nobody else. I mean, nobody else should be going after Usman. He went through everybody, right? Maybe they set up a rematch. If I'm Edwards, I'm not doing an immediate rematch for Usman. I need to enjoy this title.
Well, this is the answer, right?
Yeah,
bring Masvidal back to London.
Masvidal would not get in the ring with he won't get in the ring with Edwards,
and nor should he. Yeah, nor should he. But that is I do want to say I don't ever want to really see Masvidal in with a top fighter, like fighting for a title or anything, but I want to see him fight Leon Edwards.
What happened to Usman? What happened to Masvidal in the first round? If he fights Edwards, Masvidal is not that kind. Masvidal is not that kind of.
He'll keep him around and beat on him for a while before he puts him out. He's not gonna.
Masvidal was never on that level. He was just a popular fighter, right? Yeah. Covington, somehow he's still the number one contender. I don't get that. Maybe that's the next fight that happens. I think he takes out Covington as well. Leon Edwards is that dude for sure. You and I both agree that he is still a step below Usman, even though he knocked out Usman tonight. That was like I said, I don't want to take anything away from him because look, he executed it, right? Like he executed it, he finished it. But
I see somebody who wants to take something away from him.
Shout out to Abdullahi Hager says Leon won't remain champ for long. He's below average. He is not below average.
No, not at all.
He's not below average. When's the last time he lost? What's his record?
I think he's like 19-3 now, 20-3.
No, he's not below average. He's a very good fighter.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, like he can look average, next to somebody like Usman, but he also showed you why it ain't over until it's over. Why he's so dangerous to the very end. All right. I bet you if they get in that same situation again, Usman ain't going to press the issue. Right.
What's going on, Rock?
What's up, Rock?
He felt like he belonged on there. Yeah, I mean, at times there were times where he was definitely feeling like his corner said, feeling sorry for himself a little bit. But yeah, the first round he showed he belonged in there with him, and obviously the end of the fight.
Yeah. Thank you, Maddie. He said the last time he lost was against Usman 7 years ago. Average. Nah,
Right.
he ain't below average.
Right.
He's a top dog now. All right.
Yes.
So, yeah, props to him. Did he almost lose to Nate? Look, Nate caught him late in the fight, but he was smart enough to dance around and get out of that round, you know. But he dominated. He didn't almost lose to Nate. Like he dominated that fight.
Completely destroyed Nate.
Yeah. That was one of those fights where
very end. Yeah.
at the ref could have stopped that fight at any time. Just said, "Look, Nate, like you're just getting beat on. There's no point for this to go on, right?" But they let him go on, and you know he caught him. You know, it was a good little last second ditch attempt from Nate Diaz, but no,
but Nate couldn't finish it.
He couldn't finish it. No. Brandon Taylor, shout out to you, says Kobe would smash Leon. Please stop. Kobe. Now you stop. Kobe Covington is not on Leon Edwards level. I mean, no. What he doesn't have anything for him. What can he do better than Leon Edwards? All right. Koyet Carter says Khamzat is next after Diaz. Diaz just fought Leon Edwards. So Khamzat, does he? No, I don't think he skips the line. Right? I
don't think it would be skipping.
Oh, Khamzat is fighting Diaz. Is he fighting Diaz next? Is that who Khamzat's fighting?
I believe it's Diaz, yeah. But yeah,
okay.
That fight coming up. But he's gonna get a shot soon. And I mean, you know, obviously you need to see him kind of step up in opposition. But he's been outstanding, you know, up until this point.
So, it ain't gonna be Khamzat. He, you know, if it's not an immediate rematch, which they probably will try to press that, I don't think he should have to fight Usman right away. Me personally, I don't think so. I think let him fight Covington. Actually, I don't even think Covington's gotten too many title shots already. Like he's got too many already. But let him fight. Let him take an easier fight and then go back and fight Usman. But Usman is going to get. He's probably going to get a rematch. Like he has 6 title defenses, right?
They're not going to let him go 5. This would have been 6, I believe.
No, this would have. Oh, what did? Okay.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was 6. I thought this was going to be 7.
I thought this would have been 6.
He's defending his title a lot. Okay.
Yeah. He's got 15 straight wins. You know, I think they're going to give him an immediate rematch.
Yeah, they're not going to let him go long without another title shot. So this might be short-lived for Edwards anyway, and this point is moot. And comes out stepping in the ring with Usman. I'll tell you what. After this, you're going to see if you didn't think Usman was focused going into this fight, which I think he was, but you're going to see a laser-focused Usman after this, and you're going to see a man that's on a warpath. Khamzat probably does not want to fight Usman right now. Leon ate a lot of Usman's shots and always answered back. Not always, Rock. He didn't always answer back, and that's why his corner was jumping on him, saying, "Look, don't give up." You know, no, he didn't answer every one of them back. Let's see. Brandon thinks that who's a better wrestler? Oh, Covington. He thinks Covington's a better wrestler than Leon. Cardio better, chin. He doesn't have a better chin. He's not a better wrestler. If anything, the only thing Leon is better at is his kicks. And Leon's hands are overrated. They're better than Covington's. He damn sure got better kicks than Covington. And I don't think Covington's a better wrestler.
Yeah, even if you want to give him better wrestling, Leon's hands are not overrated. You know whose hands are overrated? Colby Covington's hands are overrated because he can't really hurt anybody with them.
Who's he? When was Covington's last knockout?
I mean, I'm not gonna look. I understand that it didn't knock him out, but I'm not gonna say he's got a better chin when Kamaru literally broke his chin.
Yeah, but maybe we'll see. Maybe that's the next match, right?
Maybe
we'll see.
I think he needs to earn his way back up to a title shot, but yeah, whatever.
I think Covington's overrated. He gets a lot of credit for having good cardio. So what?
Yeah, he's got great cardio, and you know what? He fought at the best fight he could fight his last time out there against Usman, and he got beat. So,
again.
Yeah.
But hey, I mean, he beat up on Masvidal, so everybody beats up on Masvidal. But look,
out in the streets.
But look,
he had to run away in the streets.
Yeah. But look, Covington isn't a bum. So I mean, if you like Covington, maybe that's the next fight. I doubt they'll set up that fight. I really think it's gonna be a rematch. But if not, he's a number one contender. That would seem like the next logical fight. So we'll see. Matty Gunner says Usman been active as hell as a champion. He deserves to sit back. Yeah, but he's not gonna want to sit back. He's gonna want his title back immediately. Usman is at a point right now where he's not trying to rest. He's trying to go through everybody. Like he's trying to chase all time greatness. So I don't think he's gonna rest at all. But if he does, like I said, Leon Edwards against Covington will probably be the next thing. I would think. I mean, that's why you have rankings for, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, but it depends on it depends on a lot of different things, right? Like someone was saying earlier, if Khamzat wins his next fight and Leon takes a little bit of a break, that can be the next the next match. They're kind of rocketing Khamzat up the rankings. They want him to be a star. He's performed very well. He's been a very exciting fighter. We've all seen Colby Covington take a couple of beatings. So I think people would be more excited about Chimaev against Leon Edwards than they would be about Covington against Edwards.
True. D Weezy, pull up D Weezy's comments there. Pull up D Weezy's comments. D Weezy brings up a good point right there. He says Edwards has more dog in him than Joshua. He's got that dog in him. I'm not going to take anything away from Anthony Joshua, man. He fought a good fight. He fought an excellent fight. Usyk is just levels better. All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, Koya said that other European guy that beat Neil Magny is a monster. Not sure who you're talking about.
I was going to say, is he talking about Luca, I believe, but maybe not.
Oh, excuse me.
Sure.
I mute myself. I don't have my LBHT mug. I'm over here choking.
Wow.
Yeah. Look, it was an emergency. It was an emergency live stream. We weren't fully prepped for this show. This was an unplanned show that you're getting. We're not giving you an hour this time. Okay. I had to wake B up out of bed for this, or get him out of bed. He was up watching the fight, but he was already settled on going to sleep. I said, we got to give the fans what they want. Anthony Demas, shout out to you. Thanks for coming through to the live stream. Says Edward is the definition of humble. Yeah. I mean, look, that's just his nature. I think he's more a reserved guy, but hey man, he can brag, he can showboat, he won the fight, lucky kick or not, he won the fight, his hand was raised, he got the belt. I wouldn't go right back in the octagon with Usman. Not me. Maddie says, then Kamaru better get his passport and get his belt back.
It ain't his belt no more.
Not anymore. That's right.
Leon's belt.
You mean Leon's belt. That's right. D Weezy said he called it in Discord. Another reason to become a Patreon. That's right. If you want to be a patron, right below me, patreon.com/LBHTShow. We talk about everything: football, basketball, UFC. We got Ring Kings tab in there. We talk a lot of boxing and just combat sports in general. All right.
Yeah.
So we got a few tiers. In fact, tell them about the tiers real quick, B. Tell them about the tiers.
Yes, we have a $3 tier that will get you entrance into our NFL Pick'em League that we do every year, and we give away a custom LBHT trophy for the winner of that. The $10 tier gets you the LBHT Crew coin that Jose has there. It also gets you into our Fantasy Football League, which is open now. And it gives you the ability to request specific content. If you want articles or videos on any sports topic, we'll produce that for you. And then we have a $20 tier, which is a combined tier for this show and our other podcast, Ring Kings podcast, that we do with our friend OTR Mike. That gets you everything that I just mentioned, as well as a custom set of poker cards featuring our top 25 boxers of all time. It's a series that we did on the Ring Kings podcast. You can check that out. It's a 5-part series there. And all the tiers will get you into our overtime show that we do every Wednesday after our live show and our Discord channel.
Yeah. Okay, let's read a couple of comments here. Brandon Taylor says, I think Colby needs one more fight for title shot, but I don't see anyone but Usman beating Colby, and I can see Colby beating Usman if he gets better defense. I mean, look, we're gonna disagree on that. All right. Like Colby had 2 shots at Usman. Um didn't get it done. I don't think I just don't think he's a better fighter than Leon Edwards. I don't. Um, but I don't think he deserves another title shot. How many shots at the title do you get?
Yeah.
Right? He's gotten 2 already, and he didn't get it done. But he, like I said, um, he is still the number 1 ranked contender. I don't know how that happened, but if you're the number 1 ranked contender, the rankings got to mean something, right?
No, they don't have to. I mean, they don't mean anything any other time in the UFC. So
Yeah. Shout out to Adi coming through, says Usman got sent to the shadow realm. Yes, he did. Yes, they're out when the ref immediately steps in, doesn't let the fighter even like try to get up.
Well, yeah, and Leon Edwards just looked at him and walked away.
Yeah,
he knew.
Yeah. Shout out to Mr. Disaster, says the way Edwards faked that jab and landed that kick was beautiful. It was.
Yeah.
It was. And that's why you don't quit. That's like that. I'm glad. I love seeing corners work, and I like to see what they're telling their fighters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were very adamant, and that was from early on, trying to get him to like, look, man, like get your head in the fight. This is what you work for, right? And just kind of telling him, man, like, I mean, honestly, I don't think they got through to him because he
looked the same way going back.
He looked the same. Yeah.
I think what got into him was Usman still coming after him in that 5th round when he was just trying to let him coast to a win.
Yeah. But for the next time they fight, he knows now, right? Like it's not over till it's over. So let's see. Rock says, "No, you respond to Brandon." It says Leon basically did what Nate did, just actually finished him. Can't call Leon some great fighter for one kick when Usman was going to win. Easy decision. Listen, man, like Usman does that to a lot of people. Like I mean, let's be real. That's what happened to Covington got back in it because Usman kind of wrote him off after he knocked him down, right? Yeah. Almost finished him. What was it, that 2nd round or whatever? Mm-hmm. He kind of let Covington, gain some momentum, but Usman was watching Covington again, right? Broke his jaw in the first fight. It was a good fight in the first fight, but broke his jaw. The second fight, he was watching him early, but then he kind of just, kind of lets guard down a little bit, let Covington get back in it, but Covington doesn't have that kind of knockout power, right? Covington ain't gonna be able to get in there. He ain't gonna be able to get in there and really hurt Edwards. I don't think. And he's damn sure not more athletic than Edwards.
Right. Leon should be easy, 0 chance. I mean, he's fought him twice. Neither fight was easy.
No.
I mean, you could say that he was dominating this fight. He lost the first round. He won the rest of the rounds, but then he got knocked out. Yeah. The first fight wasn't easy for him either. So I don't know where we're going to go and say that a third fight would be easy.
No. And Edwards with more confidence. We'll see. But look, man.
And listen, also, it's not something that we talked about really, but Usman's 35 years old. He's not getting better at this point.
Yeah. But look, I think when they fight again, that's actually going to sell some pay-per-views. I don't think this one sold that well, to be honest. I didn't watch much of the undercard. I saw a little bit of the Rockhold and what's his name fight, Costa. Yeah. Where Rockhold's bleeding on everybody, rubbed his blood all on Costa, rubbed his blood on Joe Rogan, rubbed his blood on Daniel Cormier, you know what I'm saying? So that was about it, man. Like this wasn't this card didn't really get me that excited. But I'm always gonna watch Usman. That's why I was just like, yeah, I'll make sure I watch the main event. And it didn't disappoint, and this is one of those ones where I'm feeling down because my guy lost. I like both fighters, so I mean, it was a shocking shocking win. That's why we're streaming, because we weren't playing on a live stream. But you win a fight like that deserves an emergency stream. And I appreciate everybody that came in here. We're here at 1:45 in the morning. Make sure you hit that like button, and if you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We are not staying long tonight, B.
I'm just gonna ask you one last thing about this. Who won those fights?
All right, hold on. Let's read the comment first. We gotta read the comment for our audio.
Brandon says Colby was up on scorecards before the finish with Usman, and many people had Colby winning the second fight, round 3, 4, and 5. Who won both of those fights?
Right. You talking about the first fight? The first fight, he got finished.
So yeah, he said he was up on the cards before he got finished. Like, okay, but you got finished, so it doesn't matter what the cards say. And many people, I don't know what many people had Colby Covington. I mean, I watched the fight and not have Colby Covington winning that fight.
Yeah,
but he lost the fight.
Many people listen. Many people say a lot of things. He wasn't winning the fight. You know, he just wasn't. I'm sorry, but look, you get your 2 shots. You didn't get it done. I mean, like I said, I don't think Covington's a bum. But you're talking like Leon Edwards is a bum. Clearly, he isn't a bum. He's the only person to get it done against Usman, right? You're talking about almost with Covington. Leon Edwards got it done. And yes, I'm saying he got a lucky kick. But Covington could never do what Leon Edwards did, ever. He doesn't have that kind of power. He doesn't have that kind of athleticism. The reason why he was able to actually take him down is his athleticism. The reason why he was able to catch him with that kick, his athleticism and power. Covington doesn't have that.
Yeah.
Brandon said, "You're a Usman fan. I'm not a Kobe fan." Yes, you are, Brandon. Let's not play this game. Really? Yes, you are. It's fine. Like we're honest about our us being partial towards certain fighters and players and teams and stuff like that. It's okay, right? Like you like Covington, right? And if you at the very least like Covington more than you like Usman or more than you like Edwards. It's fine, right? Like we're talking about Covington and Edwards, and we're not even talking about Usman. We're talking about Covington and Edwards. We think Edwards is a better fighter.
What's up, E?
What's up, E? He says that link ain't work. But listen, man. Listen. Hey, I didn't get any text from you. You know, here's what E does. E will be like, hey, I need a link. I send him a link, and I don't hear back from him. And then the next day he'd be like, hey, you never sent that link. I'm like, yeah, I sent you a link. And he's like, oh yeah, you did send me the link. My bad. If it didn't work, you should have texted me. I'm gonna send you another link, man. And Mag Gunner says, shout out to my dude Jose Aldo for winning that fight. Yes. Aldo won.
I thought he lost.
No. Yeah. Hold on a second. Hold on. Because I want to bring up the other card, everybody on the card that I missed. Because I did not watch the whole card. Hold on.
Yeah, he lost the decision.
He lost it?
Yeah.
I thought he won it.
Nah. I mean, that's not what it says online. Maybe Google's wrong. I didn't watch that fight.
Oh yeah, it does say he lost to Marab. Yeah. I'm not gonna pronounce that. Okay. Yeah, Jay said Aldo lost.
Yeah.
Okay. Brandon said you're a UFC fan. Yeah, we're UFC fans too. That's why we're here live streaming. We wouldn't be doing it if we weren't UFC fans. But like I said, man, look, you feel how you feel about it, man. It's fine. Maybe he gets a shot, maybe he doesn't. Look, there's a lot of other fights Covington can take to prove that he's worthy, right? Like, who has Covington actually beaten? Yeah. He's beaten Masvidal. He's beaten Tyron Woodley. I watched Tyron Woodley. I don't know. Like, you can fight Burns. You can fight. Yeah. I mean, look, there's other fights you can fight. He shouldn't always be in the hunt for a title shot when he keeps losing. Yeah. Maddie said, "Nah, he won." I hear you, Maddie. I hear you.
But yeah, so I mean, he beat a washed up Tyron Woodley. He beat a Jorge Masvidal, and his other 2 in his last 4 were losses to Kamaru Usman.
Yeah.
He has a lot of work to do before he deserves another title shot.
Kobe's not a bum. He's calling Kobe, but he's not a bum. He's not a bum. I just don't think he's better than Leon Edwards. Again, it's just an opinion, right? At some point, maybe they fight each other. But for now, shout out to Leon Edwards. Shout out to the champ, the new champ. Okay. And look, it was a good fight for Usman. He's just, he got caught, and I'm confident he'll run it back. He'll be back on top. And we got shout out to Brandon for subscribing. Appreciate you, Brandon.
Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you. Maddie says Kobe is the welterweight. Islam got a title shot without beating anyone in the top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are plenty of people he can fight now to earn his way back up to the top, and he needs to before getting another shot.
That's always been one of my things I don't like about UFC. It happens in boxing sometimes, right? I don't like especially when there are fighters at the top that you can fight, and you're just skipping all of them to get these title shots. I don't like that. I didn't like when Paul Costa did it in the middleweight division.
I liked it because I like the outcome.
I don't even like. Honestly, I told you I don't like Pereira skipping a bunch of fighters to go fight.
Yeah.
To fight Adesanya. There's a lot of fighters in that division.
That one is a little bit different to me because he is a proven fighter from another organization. Like he's a great champion in Pride. He's older, and he came over, and he's like, I'm coming. I mean, he says he's not coming over to fight Adesanya, but that's why he came over, right? Like everybody kind of that's why he's there. But so that's I don't have a problem with that as much as guys who just are coming out of nowhere and I think maybe he could be exciting, so I'm just going to put him in front of the line.
He's over there to fight Adesanya, and I don't like that. It's for publicity, right? Because if Adesanya was not in the middleweight division, let's say he moved up to light heavyweight and he's dominating light heavyweight, right? And Pereira comes in and he's like, I can't move up that high. I'll fight at middleweight. He's not jumping the line, right? He's going to have to go up through the ranks like every other fighter and work his way to a title shot. But because he has history with Adesanya in kickboxing years ago, he gets to jump to the front of the line.
Well, not just with Adesanya. He was a great fighter in Pride. So like you're talking about a champion there who's coming over. It's no different than saying, hey, you know what? I'm a champion and I want to move up to another weight class and fight for that title. You're skipping a whole bunch of people who've been in that weight class and fighting in that weight class just to get a title shot. And we understand that happens because you've proven yourself elsewhere, and that's the only reason you're coming up. Real quick before you respond to Brandon saying who is Leon beat besides Usman, he doesn't need to beat anybody besides Usman. Usman is the champion. Covington fought Usman twice and lost both times. He needs to beat somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, if you beat Usman, there's your resume.
Right. Who is he beaten besides the number 1 pound for pound fighter on the planet? I'm waiting.
Like I asked you, who has Colby Covington beaten? And you respond, who has Leon Edwards beaten besides Usman? Yeah. He beat the guy.
Right.
Covington hasn't beaten anybody. Right. There's a huge difference there. There's a huge difference. But B, if Israel Adesanya was not in the picture, does Alex Pereira does he get to jump the line and fight for a title shot?
I think he would. I mean, certainly there's the aspect of, they want that kind of rivalry thing to it, right? But I think if he came over, I think he would get to jump ahead. I mean, especially in an organization like UFC. That's how they do. But I'm just saying, like, in if you look at him in boxing, right? Like, why did Canelo get to move up to light heavyweight and fight Bivol? He hasn't proven anything in light heavyweight, but we understand that he's a pound for pound, one of the best. He's the undisputed champion at 168, so he got to move up and just get a title shot.
I think it's different when you come up from a different weight class, right? I think that's different than coming from a different sport and getting a title shot. I don't know. I don't feel like he would have.
I bet you the people waiting in line to fight Bebo don't think it's different.
Yeah, look. No, I think they understand the business. If you're a boxer, you understand that's what happens. Like if you're a champion moving up to fight somebody, you're not starting at the bottom. You're going to fight another champion. That's understood.
Well, yeah, but and they all understand that Alex Pereira is coming over. And by the way, he's not just skipping straight to a title fight. He's had 4 or 5 UFC fights, and he has ended them all spectacularly.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. Okay. I don't like it. Right. Also, I don't like for Pereira either because I don't think he. I'm not giving. I'm saying right now, I don't give Pereira much of a chance against Adesanya. I see a lot of Paulo Costa type vibes from this. Right?
No, he's not Paulo Costa. He's not.
I'm not saying he's Paulo Costa.
Right.
I'm saying he's going to get washed. Right.
I don't think he'll get. I don't think he'll get washed.
Okay.
I do think he's going to get beat. I don't think he's going to get washed.
You think he's going to get knocked out?
I think it's going to go to a decision. I think it's going to go to a decision. I think it's going to a decision.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Matt Gunner said, Leon's like, I worked for Google once. It didn't last long before I lost it, but it's on my resume now.
That's right. That's right.
I see what you put, Shig. I'm not reading that. Shig thinks Izzy's losing his next fight. Okay. All right. You like Pereira? All right. A lot of people look. Pereira looks good, right? He did look good in his fights. How many fights he had so far? 4.
I think it's 4 or 5.
I don't think it's been 5. Has been that many? Shout out to Living Legend. Okay, man.
What's up, Living Legend?
People come in here late, just hanging out with us. All right, but we're not hanging out for long. We are getting up out of here. All right, we're not doing an hour. It's been 37 minutes. I'm watching the clock, y'all. I'm watching the clock. Roxanne said, no controversy, no robbery, no DQ, knocked out by a kick that was set up, not a lucky kick in a firefight. It was set up, but it was luck.
I don't think it's fair to call it luck. The kick wasn't luck. I mean,
the circumstance was luck. I'm not saying he didn't just throw a wild kick and it happened to land. He set it up for sure. He got lucky, right? He got lucky. He was not setting that up with the intent of this is my chance to put him away. That was just kind of let me see if I could score right here, right? Like I'm not gonna win this. I'm out of this. Oh, he went down. Nice, right? He got lucky, right? But it's fine. Listen, man, it happens.
I'll say it wasn't a lucky kick. It was lucky it put him out.
Yes,
because if it
that's what I said. The circumstance.
If that kick didn't knock him out, he still loses the fight.
Yeah.
Edwards still loses the fight. Like if that didn't knock him out completely, then they still end up going to a decision and he loses the fight.
Yeah. Kane Vlog says that kick is nasty. Yeah, it was. Yeah, for sure. Lil Flash said he definitely got lucky. He did, but that's the nature of MMA. That happens, man.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I read that one. What else we got? I'm hoping Usman can come back stronger. Probably will. I don't think he needs to be stronger. He just needs to come back and not get hit by that kick again. What should I say? I'm in Vegas. Told them put your show on the TV so everyone can watch it. Did they do it? Wait, where are you at? Are you at the bar? If you're at the bar, Suge, tell everybody to subscribe to Lunch Break Hot Take and Ring Kings podcast. Tell everybody to pull out their phones and hit subscribe. JDML wants to know who we are. You came to our channel, my friend. We are the Lunch Break Hot Take. I'm sure you can read. I know you can read. You typed that, right? This is who we are. Welcome. Yes. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Brandon says he beat Izzy twice. If Izzy tries to kickbox, he's going to sleep. If he uses wrestling, Izzy easily.
Izzy's not really a wrestler.
But that was a long time ago. Izzy's a much different fighter now than he was when Pereira beat him. So I wouldn't say it's that simple. I think he can. I think he can stand with him and win that fight.
Yeah. I remember this reminds me of when they went back to was it in Pride that that Spider Silva lost to somebody. I think it was like an Asian dude. He got him in this quick submission. Um, and they're like, oh yeah, this or he lost twice in Pride. I want to say I can't remember if it was that guy that got him in that quick submission or it was the second dude, but somebody had beaten him, and they brought him over to UFC. Like, oh, he's he's the last person to beat Spider Silva. This could this could get interesting. And Silva destroyed him. Right? Different sport, different time, different era, man. You're catching Izzy in his prime. It's not going to go well for Pereira, I don't think. I just don't see it. And Adesanya, this fight probably happened now because Adesanya's like, you know what? Let's make this happen now and get this bum out the way because he has no faith in him, right? And the way he talks about him was the same way he talked about Costa.
Yeah,
like he it wasn't any hey, look, he's dangerous. Oh yeah, I gotta look out for. He just said no, not that guy. Yeah, so he said it was Pride. The second dude beat him, but it was by DQ, and the dude got mopped. Yeah. What? Somebody submitted him. I'm not sure if he got to fight him again. Yeah, that was years ago. Brandon says, but Alex has way more power, and he ain't gonna get blown away with some of his tricks he uses. Adesanya doesn't use tricks; he uses skill. He has way more power than who? Adesanya? I don't think he has more power than Adesanya. Does he have more power than Costa? I don't think he has more power than Costa.
He may have more power, but that's not the be all end all. I'm willing to bet he doesn't have more power than the Polish power, and he didn't knock out Adesanya.
Right. That's what I mean. Look, some people are going to pick Alex Pereira because he has looked good.
Yeah,
he has against lesser competition. I'm not falling for it again. Okay, I thought Costa was going to give Adesanya some trouble, and I learned my lesson the first time. I'm not going to make that same mistake again.
I would like to see Pereira fight a better middleweight before he takes on Adesanya, but that's part of the problem for UFC, right? Yeah. Like if you put him in with a better middleweight and he gets beat, then you just lost Pereira versus Adesanya.
And shout out to Hendo for the $5 donation. Says appreciate all the hard work. Thank you, my friend. If you want to be awesome like Hendo, there are two ways you can do that. One is right below B, $LBHTShow. That is our Cash App. Also, that pin link that you see in the comment will take you to our stream elements. Both ways. All you gotta do is leave a donation, leave your comment. You get a nice animation right next to my face. That's how we do our super chats over here. All right. Rock says, you don't think Pereira got Izzy's number? No. He said, I think some people just have some people's number. He beat him twice. Gotta mean something. Years ago in a different sport, man.
Mm-hmm.
Years ago in a different sport. And Rock, you're a huge boxing fan, so you should understand this, right? Like somebody loses to somebody in the amateurs, right? I don't care if you lost one 2 or 3 times. Doesn't mean anything when you go pro.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean anything. So, all right.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about that with the lightweight Keyshawn Davis, who we did a watch list video on. He's 5-0, 4 knockouts, one of the best young prospects in boxing, and he got beat, I think it was 3 times by the same fighter in amateur boxing. It's a different sport, right? It's the same thing with this isn't kickboxing. They're not in, they're not kickboxing in November. This is mixed martial arts. It's a different sport. So what happened before doesn't necessarily, isn't necessarily telling you what's going to happen in their next fight. And like I said, Adesanya is a much, much better fighter now than he was those years ago when he fought Pereira to begin with.
Yeah. And what Shook says here, this is exactly why they're setting the fight now to sell tickets, right? Jose, he does. Alex is a good fighter, and going into this fight, he has one thing over every other fighter. He has beaten Izzy and has knocked out Izzy, and that's exactly what they're banking on. They're hoping that they can sell tickets off of this guy actually knocked out Adesanya. He didn't knock him out in UFC. He didn't knock him out in MMA. He knocked him out years ago in kickboxing. It's not the same sport. It's not the same rules. It's not the same person that he's fighting right now, right? There's some elements to it. Obviously, you can use your hands and your feet, but they're both completely different fighters, and they're using that. Well, he actually knocked out Adesanya as a selling tool, but he hasn't beaten any of the top middleweights. That's my only issue with this. If he did that to Robert Whittaker, right? I would say you better watch out because Robert Whittaker is a bad boy, right? But Robert Whittaker, I think, is the second best middleweight in the division. I think he's miles ahead of everybody else except Adesanya, right? Can Pereira beat Whittaker? That's what I want to know. Right? I don't think he can. Right? Can he beat Jared Cannonier, who just fought Adesanya? I don't know. Maybe not. Those are the fights I want to see. I want to see him fight some of those guys.
Yeah. Brandon saying, I picked Izzy. Costa is not even close to the power of Alex. Have you seen his KOs? His hands are lethal.
Have you seen Costa's KOs?
Right. Izzy is lazy nowadays. He's going to run and watch Izzy turn into a wrestler quick. Adesanya is not lazy in any way. I mean, what are you talking about? Because he fights defensively and doesn't want to get hit, that makes him lazy? He dominates his fights.
When Costa was coming up, he was destroying those fighters. The reason why you think Costa doesn't have that kind of power now is because he's fighting better competition. Yeah, he can't run through people when he gets up there and has to fight Vettori, when he has to fight Whittaker, when he has to fight those kind of fighters that are more skilled, right? And a little bit stronger. We haven't seen Alex Pereira fight any of these guys. He might fight some of these guys and he might look very average.
I mean, because that's the thing. Everybody talks about, oh, he beat Adesanya twice. He knocked Adesanya out. He lost like 7 times in Pride. Like, he's been knocked out too. He's not some invincible fighter that's coming over. It's just, that's the way they're selling it because they want people to be interested. They want people to think, oh man, this guy can beat Adesanya again. But I mean, it's it's another fight. Right, he's an older guy. He's coming to a new sport, and he's going to fight somebody he fought a long time ago. It happens pretty regularly around mixed martial arts. Those guys move. They've moved around different organizations a lot.
Yeah, D-Weezy said Robert Whittaker would look like Forrest Whitaker. There's only one person that could beat Robert Whittaker. That's Adesanya. The rest of these guys, they don't have a chance against Whittaker. I'm sorry, that man's too nice. I wasn't even sure about that last fight. Like when they fought the second time, I was like, man, I don't know. Whittaker might. He might give him some problems, but no, he had nothing for him. And I don't think I get why Brandon is saying that Adesanya is lazy, right? His fights sometimes look a little boring, but that's not because he's lazy, right? He's very cautious and he's very smart against who he's fighting. Yeah. And if he's winning the fight, look, we just saw what happens when you press the issue too far sometimes, right? Unnecessarily, and you get caught. If that was Adesanya fighting, the fight would be over. He wouldn't care who was booing. He wouldn't care what anybody thought. I dominated this guy. I'm up huge. I don't need to press the issue any further. I'm going to sit here and coast and make sure I don't get caught with anything. That's how Adesanya is fighting. That's how you keep your title for a long time. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't matter what Dana White says, because Dana White is a terrible promoter for the sport, right? Dana White will sit there and boo his own fighters. He'll say, oh, the fight was boring. Oh, he's this, he's that. Right? Those are things that Dana White says. You don't listen to Dana White. Dana White is not a fan of MMA. He's a fan of blood sport. He doesn't respect the art. He doesn't respect his fighters. Right? So don't think because he's saying it and you hear a bunch of trolls saying stuff like that, that he's lazy. Right? If he's lazy, he would have been lost his title. He's not lazy. He's very smart. He knows when to push the fight. He knows when to defend himself. He knows when to sit back and let the other person make a fool of themselves, right? Because Jared Cannonier, you got Adesanya sitting there, right? He's being lazy. He's not doing anything, but Cannonier can't do a damn thing about it.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's the same kind of criticisms that people would throw at Floyd. for the latter half of his career, once he moved up in weight and stopped kind of knocking people out. It was, oh, he's scared, he doesn't fight, he runs, blah blah blah. But really, what was happening is he was going in there and he was outboxing the best boxers in the world and making them look like amateurs.
Yeah,
and like that's a different show than going in there and just running through people, getting knockouts. But it's a more impressive show.
yeah.
Just a lot of people don't appreciate it.
Yeah. Shout out to Eddie Rodriguez. Thanks for coming through to the live stream. Says, who's your pound for pound number one after today? Before you answer, that's a good question. We haven't done a pound for pound list for UFC.
Yeah.
We talked about that. We might have to get Matty Gunner when we do that. We might have to get him on the show. We're definitely going to get Matty Gunner on the show and discuss this. I would have had Usman before the fight, and I think I would still have Usman number one, to be honest. Right, a loss doesn't necessarily. I mean, do you have to put Leon Edwards there? I mean, he did beat him, right? He said, "I bought the pay-per-view just to fall asleep before the main event." Shaking my head, I missed this greatness. Oh man, I'm so sorry, Eddie. I'm so sorry.
That's awful.
Man. Yeah. I don't like how UFC puts out pay-per-views like every other month. So.
No.
I'm not a fan of it. All right. And they come on way too late.
Yeah. But to answer your question, and I hate to say it, I shouldn't say I hate to say it. I mean, I like this guy as a fighter, but I thought that.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was saying I thought that he had lost some of his previous fights, but number one is Volkanovski right now.
Oh, okay. That's a good one. I can't argue that. Rock is saying, Jose, he got knocked out, bro. Okay, let me ask you something. Shout out to my man Hasim Rockman, senior, not junior. Hasim Rockman. He knocked out Lance Lewis. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It was an early fight, knocked him out. Did anybody think Hasim Rockman was a better fighter than Lance Lewis?
Nope.
No. And he made a mistake of giving him an immediate rematch, and he got put to sleep. Okay. He got disposed of real quick. Good win for Leon Edwards. He got lucky. Okay. It was well timed. Good on you for taking advantage of the situation. Right. You capitalize on the situation, but you run it back, you're going to lose. That's my opinion. I still put Usman number one.
Brandon saying Izzy is a very smart fighter, but he's too complacent. That gets you KO'd in MMA. Nobody's KO'd him in MMA. He hasn't been complacent. He's just you're mistaking caution for complacency. They're not the same thing. But Brandon has a question off topic. Who do you have if John Jones fights Miocic?
Good question.
I would take John Jones at this point. Miocic is retired.
So they've both had long layoffs though, right?
Yeah.
So wait, are they fighting? So they're fighting.
I think they do, but he's been sitting out for a while. I think I would take John Jones in that fight because I don't know how active Miocic has been. Like they both had layoffs, but I know that John Jones has been training. I don't know what Miocic has been doing. I think he's been enjoying not being an MMA fighter, right? But I think that John Jones is a better fighter than Miocic. Miocic, he's a great fighter, but I think I always had John Jones a little bit above him, so I would take Jones in that fight right now.
Rock still thinks John Jones is the pound for pound number one. He hasn't fought in like 3 years, man.
Listen, I understand if you think he's the most talented guy out there, but you have to prove it to keep that spot.
You have to, man. Like he's been inactive. I hear what you're saying. If he was active this whole time and winning, there would be no question about it, right? Yeah. When he kind of before he stopped fighting, so to speak, there's no question he was a guy. But a lot of inactivity, a lot of problems outside the sport, and I don't know what's going on in his head, right? And he moved up to heavyweight to fight heavyweight. I'm assuming he's been training the whole time. I don't know. Like I can't put him. I wouldn't put him on the list right now just because he's been inactive, right? But he goes out there and he looks good against Miocic. Yeah, he's back.
But no. You got to make the pick.
What?
Who's winning that fight?
Oh, I didn't make a pick. Man, that's tough, right?
Mm-hmm.
The last time we saw Miocic, you know,
Listen,
getting,
he got knocked out, but I don't even think he was looking bad in that fight. Ngannou was leaps and bounds better than he was the first time Miocic fought him.
yeah.
And and honestly, I mean, I could sit here and say that Ngannou got lucky because what happened was Miocic thought that he had hurt Ngannou, but he didn't. And he rushed in. He rushed in and he got caught. Right. So I mean, if he properly analyzes that situation and realizes, oh, Ngannou's not actually hurt and doesn't run in, who knows what happens?
The difference is Miocic is thinking, man, let's run that back. I'll get him next time. Right.
But he's like, he's old.
He said, man, that hit really hurt. And the fall, though, especially the hammer fist styles follow behind it. I think I'm good.
Speaking of, did you see Anthony Joshua throwing hammer fists on Usyk today? Like, it was awful. He was all over the place at the end of that fight. But
and I was like, what's the ref doing? Yeah, like this isn't. You can't do that.
Trying to tackle him at one point, like.
But he did it too late. You got to pull those tactics early on in the fight to take him out of his game, man. Joshua is just a little behind on everything he did. Brandon says Prime Jones or Adesanya if Izzy had time to bulk up to 205. Jones.
I love Adesanya. Adesanya's probably my favorite of the current fighters. My favorite all time is Spider Silva, but I could not pick him over a prime John Jones who is like locked in and focused.
John Jones is the total package, right? What's the one knock on Israel Adesanya? No ground game, right? And he's worked on it since, right? Yeah. I think it's probably solid now. But John Jones is a master on the ground, right? Like there's nothing that you can do that you have an advantage of over John Jones. You want to strike, he's got a long reach. He knows how to use his hands. He uses his feet like they're his hands, right? He can kick you. He can do everything. You try to take him down. You don't want to be on the ground with John Jones. Right.
And you definitely don't want to be against the cage with John Jones because that was a terrifying ending to that fight with what was his name now? Lyoto Machida, where he got him in a standing guillotine and just dropped him like he was dead.
Yeah. His elbows are deadly. Yeah. Absolutely. All right, look, see, I see what you guys are doing. You're trying to keep us here longer than we planned. We're almost at an hour. We're wrapping this up, guys. Hit that like button on your way out, and if you're new, hit the subscribe button. Like Brandon Taylor here, man. Shout out to you for subscribing. Yes. So if you're new, we cover UFC events like this. Even though this wasn't planned, we do a lot of football. So hopefully you're a football fan. We do NBA. We're going to give you a lot more a variety of content this upcoming season. We've been really focused on football these last 2 years while we've been on our channel. We're still going to give you that, but we're going to we got some things in the works to kind of touch on every sport a little bit more often than we do. What's up, E? So he has a question.
Yeah.
What's your question?
Rock says Bones is and a terrible dude, but the octagon is his domain. Absolutely. But like I said, you got to be in there and active to protect your domain, right?
Yeah.
Thank you,
Brandon.
Appreciate you, man.
No, everything you're saying, Rock, 100%, right?
Yeah.
But we just haven't seen him. When was his last fight? His last fight was at light heavyweight. That was against what was his name? Reyes. Was it Reyes? Is that his name?
I don't think that was his last fight, was it?
Yep. He hasn't had a fight at heavyweight.
Jeez. I know, but I thought he fought somebody since then. It's been a while, hasn't it? Let me see here. His last fight was Dominic Reyes in February 2020. So we're rapidly approaching 3 years.
So I can't put him on the list. Would you put Rock? Would you put a boxer on your pound for pound list that hasn't fought in 2.5 years? No, you wouldn't. Do I have enough time to get another bowl of cereal? I mean, before y'all end the show. I mean, if you rewind the show and go get your bowl of cereal, we'll still be here when you come back. right?
The answer is no. E.
No, we're getting
The
out of
answer
here.
is
E. We're
no.
getting out of here. We're getting out of here. E, I'm going to call you tomorrow. So when I say, listen, Ilax Lens, man, be on the lookout for this guy, man. He's awesome with the camera. And in fact, I'm going to call him tomorrow. We got plans for Ilax Lens there. I knew you were getting serious. You sound back already. I knew, I knew it. He's part of our plans for the content that we're going to be putting out. He's going to help us. In fact, if you're new and you subscribe, you go to our homepage, you see a little introductory video. If you like the way it's shot and everything, that's our man Eric that put that together, and we plan on doing some more work with him soon. So expect the phone call tomorrow, brother, because we got some work to do. yes, hit me up tomorrow, man. Everybody that came through, thank you so much. A good day for combat sports, man.
Yeah,
that was an excellent fight with Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk. A thrilling finish. It wasn't an exciting fight, but it was a thrilling finish to Leon Edwards and Kamaru Usman. Congratulations to Leon Edwards, man.
yeah.
Happy for him, man. Happy for him. I just hope next time, man, like keep your confidence up through the whole fight. You know, I hated seeing him come out in that fifth round just looking defeated. When he got to a hot start, right? Like, don't let anybody take your confidence away from you, man. And I hope this fight he builds off of that.
Yeah, we didn't even mention the other fights that went on tonight, because I mean we didn't even have a chance to watch them. But
I ain't watching.
Omar Figueroa apparently got caught a pretty bad beating. But from Lipinets. Sergey.
They were saying that this fight was more dangerous than the AB fight for Figueroa.
Of course, it's AB. Every fight is more dangerous. I'm saying it. Every fight is more dangerous than Adrian Broner. Every single one of them. You don't take a replacement for an Adrian Broner fight. You cancel that fight. But Emmanuel Navarrete also fought. He won via TKO. He knocked Baez out with a body shot. So I mean, it was a great day for fights. Not going to mention what happened with Nico Ali Walsh. Not even going to look it up. Don't care.
Did he fight tonight? I thought it was next week he's fighting.
No, he was on the undercard for Navarrete.
You know,
or I don't know, whichever one. But yeah,
with Nico Ali,
great.
He scored a second round knockout of Reyes.
I just said we're not going to look it up, and we're not going to say it because it's not Nico Ali Walsh.
Listen. He might be the real deal, B.
What happens if he's the real deal? Absolutely not the real deal. He's absolutely not. I've seen him fight. He is not the real deal.
He's raw. That's all.
He's too old to be raw. I said he's too old to be raw. We're not going to, I'm not going to go any further than that. He's too old to be raw.
If you guys want to see, if you guys want to see a watch list video featuring Nico Ali Walsh,
you're gonna have to go somewhere else.
Send us a comment. Let us know what your thoughts are on how you feel about Nico Ali Walsh. If you don't know who Nico Ali Walsh is, he is the grandson of Muhammad Ali. In case you didn't know that, okay. and if you really didn't know, we joke about that all the time, because if you ever watch a Top Rank event, whether he's fighting or not, he will be there, and they will let you know that Nico Ali Walsh is the grandson of Muhammad Ali, right? So this is why we always say it. We always repeat it every time we mention his name. DWZ said you can't be a 30-year-old rookie. He's not 30, is he?
No, he's not old. He's 22. I'm just tired of it. I don't want it. All right. So I don't care what the reason is. He's not it.
All right, we're getting out of here. Thank you, everybody. Shout out to Matty Gunn. And Matty, we're gonna hit you up too, because I think a pound for pound list for UFC is very needed, and we'll set that up and we'll get that together. I like that pick, B, of Volkanovski. I like that. He looked very dominant in his last fight. I had to think about that. I don't think I could argue that.
You know, you don't even have to think about it. Like, all you need to do really is just work as hard as he does, and you could be right there with him.
I love that
Alright?
dude, man. That he makes it seem like, oh, it's just hard work. It's nothing special about
Listen,
me.
yeah,
No, there's
there's
everything
nothing
special about
special
you.
about me. Yeah, I held my breath for 5 minutes while Ortega had me in a chokehold. Just do a couple more jumping jacks, bro, and you're right. Okay? It's the most ridiculous. I can't stand it. I cannot stand people like that. You know? No, you were born different. It's okay.
Hard work, drink some milk, eat your vitamins, you can be just like me. All right, we're out of here. Thank you, everybody. B, are you ready?
Ridiculous. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, it's 2:24. You guys go get some sleep. We will be on Hendo's channel tomorrow. Ravens Online Ungatekeepers. If you want to hang out with us, we'll send out the link. We'll put it in our community tab as well. Come check us out, man. You're getting a lot of us this weekend. And then also we do our live show every Wednesday night at 7:15 p.m. Eastern time. That's the LBHT show. Every Wednesday night, 7:15 p.m. Eastern time. Follow that up with our overtime show, which you can find on patreon.com/LBHT show. All right. So, all right, you guys get some sleep. Thank you very much. Y'all have a great night. We will see you next time. Peace out.